Welcome to part 4 of our Road to Newfoundland series. The province is called Newfoundland and Labrador, so we felt obligated to take the ferry to Labrador and explore at least a tiny portion of this very large province. We head down to St. Barb and spend the night at the St. Barb RV Park. The next morning we drove onto the ferry and enjoyed an hour and 45-minute ride to Blanc-Sablon, Quebec. From there the scenic drive up to Red Bay is only 50 miles on nice paved highway. Here is a map of Newfoundland and Labrador for size comparison. Nice day to travel. We just had a week up in St. Anthony region. It was very enjoyable, and we're looking forward to seeing something new. The Labrador scenery appeared similar and yet different to us. We could feel a greater sense of remoteness. As we settled into our spot in Red Bay, we began to learn more about our surroundings. Red Bay National Historic Site encompasses one of the most protected harbors on the coast of the Strait of Belle Isle, between Labrador and the northern tip of Newfoundland. From 1550 to the early 17th century, Red Bay was a hub for Basque whaling operations. People from southern France and northern Spain came to the area to harvest right and bowhead whales. The whale blubber was rendered to make lamp oil that was sold in England and France. The archaeological finds and significance of this area led to Red Bay being designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2013. Plenty of delicious food was to be found at Whaler's Restaurant when we didn't feel like cooking at the camper. Whale bones can be seen throughout town and along the Bonny Shore walking trail, reminding us of the whales, the people, and efforts that had once been a part of this land. A trip to Red Bay is not complete unless you experience a tour with Whaler Quest Ocean Adventures. Owner First Mate Sheena, along with the owner skipper Rick, love to share information and stories about their region, and they do it with such enthusiasm. Their boat, Perfect Timing 1, provides a comfortable and spacious ride. At certain times, they even have live music played on the deck. We went out on a beautiful calm day and saw a couple of significant icebergs, a lot of seabirds, and amazing scenery.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Sheena was more than willing to help us get the photos we wanted. We love her energy and wish the best for her and Whaler's Quest. We had seen quite a few icebergs from the Northern Peninsula of Newfoundland, but to be up close and get a 360-degree view was a real treat. They looked different from every angle, and Rebecca's photos turned out great. Rebecca spent a lot of time honing her photography skills on this trip. We need to print some of the photos and hang them on the walls at home. One evening, Rebecca shared this photo, of which she was quite pleased with the composition. Of course, my first response was, "Oh, someone should let that fella know there's an iceberg at 12 o'clock. Most of the icebergs observed in Newfoundland and Labrador broke off from glaciers in western Greenland. The ice is around 10,000 years old and takes 2 to 3 years of drifting to reach the areas we have been exploring. The area is known as Iceberg Alley. I will put some links in the description below to aid with iceberg spotting, as well as a link to Whaler's Quest. The next day we drove 55 miles north to Mary's Harbor. It was a cloudy day, but we managed to see some of the landscape. There was still a fair amount of snow up high, even though it was almost mid-June. Throughout the province, it is common to find 55-gallon trash cans painted to represent common items found in the grocery store, like carnation evaporated milk, crackers, or tea. Hopefully some Newfoundlanders will comment below about when and where this started. While in Mary's Harbor, a stop at Great Caribou Studio and Cafe is well worth your time. This is where resident Inuit artist Charlene Rumbold practices her art, sells original paintings and traditional indigenous crafts, as well as teaches workshops. While we were snacking on a posh tart and tea in the cafe, Charlene came in for a break and we had some lovely conversation. We spent our last night in Labrador at Pinware Provincial Park. Here are a couple of views of the Pinware River just before it enters the ocean. We had a great campsite right next to the beach. Here we are in Pinware Provincial Park, Labrador, where the Pinware River meets the ocean. The Straits of Belle Isle, the Labrador Straits. Here are a few different terms. You can see a few icebergs way out there. You won't be able to see on camera. A giant one just drifted out of sight a little while ago, but yeah, we could barely pick it up with Rebecca's big lens. But it's pretty impressive, and much better weather. We're happy to spend time on the beach. One of our favorite things is walking on the beach next to the ocean and the river. That's his bonus. I guess that's all. Tomorrow we ride the ferry back to Newfoundland. The beach at Pinware Provincial Park seems endless. It is the perfect place for a walk and a selfie or two, and maybe even get your feet wet. If your timing is right, you may see a whale or an iceberg. We're pretty sure that's the iceberg that we saw on Thursday at the Red Bay. Now it is down here by at the ferry terminal. We're on our way back to Newfoundland. Please watch for part 5 of our series as we explore Grossmore National Park on the western coast of Newfoundland. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel, Jolie Living. Leave a comment below if you have been to Newfoundland or plan to. See you next time. Thank you.